Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully I didn't scare you guys. But how's everybody doing out there, man? Everybody chilling, relaxing, having a good time with your families and friends, drinking a little bit of beer. Hopefully you guys are ready for this video that I'm about to do. It's about scary stories. It's about paranormal. So definitely love the paranormal, man. Ever since I was little, you know. I mean, I like I gotta admit, I do like scary movies and stuff like that. You know, always like the how you say it, like to see all those scary stories, all those paranormal stories, because I do believe in the paranormal and I believe in ghosts. So yeah, I've definitely ever since I was little, always had that dream to be a paranormal investigator. You know how it is, but I'm still willing to do it. So maybe in the future I'll start doing some paranormal investigations. Hopefully I'll get another guy with me and we'll try to see if we can go to abandoned buildings and start investigating. So hopefully that will be later in the future. But right now I gotta share stories about that happened. It happened to me in the '90s. It's actually that's why I believe in all this paranormal because it happened to us actually. It happened to us uh, back when we were little. Till now, what am I talking about? Till now, we experienced we still experience a lot of paranormal. So you know, I got a story for you guys. And it happened in the year 2000. Shit, what was it? With the year 2005, 2006, around that year. I was like, how old was I? I was I was actually in my late teens to early 20s. Yeah, there you go. I was in my early 20s. Um, but right now I'm gonna let you guys know about if you guys have like a scary story or if you guys ever experienced paranormal when you were little or when you were a kid growing up or even now. You can just email me your scary story. You can email me your story, and I have my email in the description, so you guys can find my email there, and you guys can email me your story, and I would gladly share it with everybody. I'll make a video of it too, and share your story. That'll be fun. That'll be very fun. If you guys have a true story of what happened to you or something that happened to you that's paranormal or it's ghost related, like it's scary, like a really scary uh, moment that you had when you were little, or anybody like your sister, brother, or cousin, you know, you could share that story with me, and I'll gladly, make a video of it and share it with everybody out there. So yeah, I'm ready to tell you guys the story that what happened to me in the night. It was actually in the 2000. The year was 2005, 2006, because I got more scary stories that happened to me in the '90s when I was little. But this one is like the most creepiest, scary story that I want to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys are sitting down, grab your popcorns because it's about to go down right now. So sit there and just pay attention. Anyways, it happened like I told you guys 2005, 2006. And we were, how do you say it? Yeah, we lived in, this is like a little town. And we've been living here for like, ever since I was born. So we moved back and forth to Las Vegas and back. But we lived in, like when I was going to high school, we lived in a duplex house, and we moved from there to another house in 2006. It's like back at that time, those houses were they were not new, but they were kind of new. Like they were probably made in the early or late '90s somewhere, like 90, like it's like a '98 or '99 house. Uh, it was in a corner, and it had three rooms. It had two bathrooms, one bathroom in the hallway, and then it had another bathroom inside the master bedroom. You know how when you have the big master bedroom and it has a big old restroom in it, and then there's another restroom in the hallway, and then there's like one room close to the garage, or yeah, one bedroom close to the garage. Then you have your bathroom, and then in the corner there was the master bedroom, and then on the how do you say, on the entrance there was another room there. Like right where you walk in, on the main entrance, you walk in, and there's a room right by the side on the right side in the corner. There was another room there, another bedroom, and then on the right or on the left, you see you'll see the kitchen. You know, we moved there 2006. When we moved there, we when we went inside to check the house, the only thing weird about that house was like there was no signal. Like I noticed in my phone when I grabbed my phone back at that time, I had a Verizon, so it was one of those flip phones, and I looked at the signal, and there was no signal at all. So there was like, what the hell? Like, why is there no signal? If it's like only when you go outside, all the way down to the street, you'll have some signal. But when you like go inside the house, there was no signal at all. So I'm like, what the hell? And everybody else is like, nobody else had a cell phone but me in the family. My other sisters, um, because I have three sisters, but there was one sister that just moved with us, and my dad and my mom, and you know they didn't have any cell phones. I was the only one that had a cell phone, and I told my mom, "Well, that's kind of weird, cause like this is the only place where we step in this house. There's no signal in here. Like I could go outside and I could grab a lot of signal bars, but when I go inside this house, like there's no signals. You think this is weird or what's going on?" She just said like, well, that is kind of odd. That's kind of well, okay. Try to just go around the house and see where you can find signal. So I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. So at that time, we were checking out the house, you know. We were checking out the house, and the other thing that we noticed, it was cold. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was kind of it was pretty cold. It wasn't outside. It's 100 degree. Outside, it's 100 degrees. Like at that day was, let's say, 95 degrees, and we would go inside the house, and you would freaking feel your hair would stand. So like it was pretty cold. Like you could feel it. Like it's fresh, right? When you walk in the house, when we walked in the house, we felt it fresh. So I were like, oh shoot, why does it feel like cooler? Does somebody have the AC on, or you know? We told the landlord, and he was like, no, the AC wasn't on. Like, does it feel cold like all the time in the summer here? He was like, no, I don't know why it feels cold right now. You know, that's weird because it feels pretty chilly, and you hear it outside. It's freaking hot. He was like, nah, it's it's nothing to worry about. You know, I were like, all right, cool, I guess. Anyways, we were walking, checking out the house. We actually liked it, you know, and we checked the garage and we checked the backyard out there, and everything seems pretty cool. You know, like everything seems pretty normal. It had a little yard. It had like a little yard to do barbecue and put your stuff outside. You know, put some chairs to sit. Yeah, we went in and we checked the kitchen. It was a little kitchen, but yeah, everything. We left the house. We were like, oh, all right, well, we'll rent it. You know, we'll try to we'll call you, and I guess we like it, and hopefully we'll call you up and we'll let you know if we take the house, for rent. He was like, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we did call him, and when we went back to the other house, we actually liked it. We didn't experience anything weird about the house except for that there was no signal and it was a little bit chilly. But I told my mom, hey, I don't know, because there's no signal. How am I gonna use my phone? And that's the only thing bad about that house. And my mom was like, dude, we have a house phone. Because back then, in the early 2000s, everybody was still using house phones. Yeah, a lot of people had cell phones, but they were the little ones, the flip phones. You know, and not everybody had phones. Only like maybe one or two people in your family probably had a phone. Not like these days where everybody has their tablet or cell phones and stuff. But back in the early 2000s, a lot of people didn't have phones yet. You know, it was already getting to that point where everybody was starting to have a phone in the family. But yeah, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. um, but I do like it though. If I'm gonna have my own room, shoot, I'm down. Let's do this. So my mom was like, yeah, we should just, yeah, it's it. The house seems pretty good, so we'll take it. So we called the guy and we said, yeah, we'll take it. We'll get it for rent. We'll rent the house. So the guy was excited. The landlord was excited. So yeah, he actually told us to move immediately. That's what we did. And once we sold this other house, we moved to that house. The house in that corner. I call it the house in the corner. We moved, and yeah, we moved, and basically we were there, and we started experiencing some weird shit. You know, so we moved everything in, and fast forward to some nights. Um, I was there one night, sleeping in my bedroom, and it was weird because we would feel like there was somebody walking in the hallways. Like there was like a man like walking in the hallways, and that house would get really dark at night. Like we would, of course, when you go to sleep, you turn off all your lights, and it was really dark. You needed like a flashlight to actually get up and go to the bathroom. But yeah, man, like every night, I would close my door. Right when you go to your room, you close your door. But when I would wake up, I would always find that door open. It was weird. It was like, what I told my mom, did somebody close my door at night when I'm sleeping? Or, I mean, is somebody's opening the door when I'm sleeping? Because every time I go inside and get ready for bed, I close my door. And when I wake up in the morning, I always see it open. Yeah. And my mom would be like, no, I'm not even your dad. Nobody opens your door at night. That's kind of weird because I'm like, that's weird because I left it closed and I don't understand why is it open. But I was like, it's probably maybe I forget sometimes to uh to actually close the door and just leave it open and thinking that I closed it. You know how it is. But I was just scratching my head. I'm like, that's kind of weird because I told my sister too, and she was like, no, nothing. Okay. Fast forward to some nights, and yeah, we would hear walking, scary, like we would hear walking at night, midnight, like around, let's say, 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning is when you would hear, scary sounds like somebody walking in the hallway, like somebody standing in front of your door, and then we would hear like walking back and forth, back and forth. It was weird. Sometimes I would get up and then I would find, like I said, my door open. So I'm like, I would re-shut the door again and then just go back to bed. And I would hear like scratches, like on my door. I'm like, what was that? So I would wake up and then I like jump out of bed and I'm like, open the door and look through the hallways. It was really dark, like you needed a flashlight. And then I would go back and I'm like, dude. So I would just go back to sleep. And there was this other thing about I had a window in my room. Of course, every room has a window, but that window was facing towards the porch. And there was like outside, we would have there was like a light that would stick like above the door, and only if somebody would pass by, that light would illuminate, like it would turn on. Or there was a cat that would pass by and probably there would be somebody that passes by that the light would turn on, or an animal or some cat, the light would go on, right? But that light would go on, like it would stay on for like for 2 3 hours straight, and then it would like all of a sudden it would just turn off like that. So I'm like, dude. So I would be sleeping, right, and I would wake up, have nightmares, because I had nightmares in that house. So so when I woke up, I could see my room like kind of like the light would like you could see it like not dark, but you could see light going through. So I'm like, what the hell? Like I would notice like the light would be on outside. So I would peek through the window. So I would turn around and I would see like the whole like the porch just the light would be on. I'm like, whoa, why is the light on out there? Because like I told you guys, that light would only turn on if somebody would pass by or a cat would go through there. But the light would go off, right? Like once the cat would probably went through there or walked through there, the light would go on, and then it would like once the cat would leave or something, the light would go off. So if there's like a person there standing, the light would just stay there. You know, the light would be like it will stay on. But if somebody would walk away, the light then the light would go off. So I peeked through the window and that light was on, and yeah, I looked through the window. I'm like, holy crap! I saw through the window. I didn't see any cat. I didn't see anybody or someone standing there. Nothing. Like seriously, nobody, not no animal or nobody was standing there. That's unexplainable because that light would go off, and why would it stay on? Like it's just it still was on. Like the light was on. I didn't want to go outside because I was freaking scared. So what I did is just like go under covers, go under my cover, and I would I would just fall asleep until I wake up in the morning. But when I woke up in the morning, I would peek right through and saw the light. That light was off. Then I would check it. I'll check it out like in the afternoon or at dawn. I would check the light and I would stand there because I would test it, right? I would stand there and the light would just stay lit. But when I backed off, all the way off, that light would go off. So I'm like, that's unexplainable. I told my parents about it, they were like, dude, it's probably a cat or some freaking something that just passed. Yeah, they believed it was a cat, you know. But I was like, a cat? I peeked through the window and I didn't see any animal in there. Like you could literally see no animal there, right? And they were like, it's probably a black cat. You're probably too sleepy, So you probably don't notice that cat, but it's probably a cat, a black cat that you can't see at night. You can probably see its eyes. I was like, I didn't even see its eyes, nothing. But it's weird. I would see. I was like, oh shit. Okay, fast forward. Um, to make this story a little bit shorter because it's already 18 minutes in this video. Try to make it as short as possible. Hopefully, you guys are still staying in the video here. you know, I'll give it a couple of few more minutes, but and then I'll make another video to finish off this story. Um, yeah, whew, man, we would still hear those walks in the hallway. So I would wake up by those sounds at night, you know. So I would open the door and then you could hear somebody walking. But when I would open the door, the sounds would go away, like it would just vanish. So I would peek through the hall. 'Cause I was scared at the same time, though. Don't get me wrong, I was freaking freaked out. But I wanted to see if it was like somebody was like my mom or my dad walking around. And no, everybody in the morning would say, "No, it wasn't us. It wasn't us." You know. Um, yeah. So at the same time, like we were like, we'll just talk about it in the morning, and everybody would say, "No, it wasn't me," or they would say, "No, it wasn't you." I'm like, "No, it wasn't me. I swear, I was in my bed the whole entire night." So yeah, it was pretty scary, man. During the day, there was this one time I left without. I left because I guess my dad worked in the evening, so I left the house and I went to go to a party, or I don't remember if it was a party or just hung out with friends, but I left right for that night, and my mom stayed in the house with my sister, and I guess I didn't tell her anything that I was gonna leave. I just left. You know how it is when you're young, you'd be like, I'm out without telling your moms. So you'll just bounce out. So I left, right, and I came back like around 2 in the morning. I came back and I fell asleep, right? Boom, boom, boom. The next day, my mom told me, hey, where the heck were you? I'm like, oh, no, I left for a party last night. She was like, oh, okay, because you were not here the whole entire night last night. I'm like, no, I left like around freaking, I think, what time was it? Like around, I remember, like, it was like around 7. I left like around 6 or 7. She was like, you were not in your room? I was like, no, why? She was like, dude, I heard noises. Like if you were there, like the radio, the stereo you had on, not the stereo you had on, but the stereo you have in your room, that stereo would, it went on and it was playing your music. I'm like, whoa, whoa, wait, what? Yeah, like, and then I could hear your voice, like if you were talking on the cell phone. Like the music was on, the light was on, and then like there was like if you'd be talking on the cell phone, like we could hear you talking on the cell phone, and then there was like movement, like just movement, like how you always are in your room. I'm like, dude, I told my mom when I left, like around 6 or 7, I had everything off. I didn't have my door closed, but I had the stereo off, I had the light off, and she was like, well, that's weird, cause I heard I heard a like if you were there. I was like, I thought you were there. You didn't check at night? I told her you didn't check at night if I was there. She was like, no. I was like, why? She was like, because I was scared. I was scared. You were scared. How you be scared if if you thought I was there? You wouldn't be scared. And she was like, well, I was freaking scared. I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. Um, hopefully, I come back with the half of this story in my next video to continue this story. It's about to be even creepier. It's already 22 minutes. Woo, it's getting long here, but yeah. I'll finish this story off in my next video because I gotta go do something right now. But hopefully you guys were enjoying this, and I'll come back with the second half on my next video that I'm gonna do. So yeah, man, yeah. If you guys have a scary story, just email me that story, and I'll gladly make a video of it also and share it with everybody. So, you know, anything that you experience. But yeah, I'll come back with that other half of that story in the next video on my paranormal channel. Boom, like which is this one, right? All right, guys. Guys, have a good one. Hopefully, you guys weren't that scared. It'll get scarier in the next video on the next story, okay? All right, you guys take care and have a good one.